hustle got to be strong in this industry, as in any other industry.
All right, so last week I did a week worth of dispatching. My brother usually does the dispatching. He went out of town, him and his wife. They went on vacation for the week. And, they tell, you hear drivers out here talk about, oh man, dispatchers should have to drive so they understand. There's a flip side of that too. Drivers maybe should get to dispatch so that they can understand. There's a lot of different places I can go with this, but without rambling too much. Drivers, you hear them bitch and complain all the time. A lot of drivers, you hear a lot of drivers get super irate over the smallest and largest, mishaps with the load, whether it be the information isn't matching, the address isn't right, the shipper can't find the freight, whatever it may be. Some people, they got the temperament to deal with that all in rhythm, I'll just take it as it comes. They understand it is what it is. You can't change it. Getting pissed off doesn't do nothing but make it worse. Flipping out on the shipper affects more than just you as a driver personally. You're representing the company you're with. You're representing everybody else that's going to come in and out of there with that same company. So by messing that up, you can be messing things up for more than just yourself. So dispatching for the week. So anyhow, had a couple of instances where the drivers got pretty pissed off at the situation they were dealing with. Now, most of the time with most drivers, they flip out, they rant, they rave, and then a couple hours later when they're finally loaded and down the road, they're all cool, they're apologetic, they're, all this and that. It's all fine and dandy, but like having to deal with that as a dispatcher, or even as a fleet owner if it's your driver that you're working with, that's extremely stressful. Doesn't help the situation. Doesn't help anything. You're trying to get things taken care of, and if you're steadily, each time you communicate, you're bitching about your situation, or you got an attitude and talking about you're going to cuss somebody out and you're going to do this and you're going to do that, how do you think that makes you feel as the dispatcher? As far as, like, does that instill confidence that you're going to be able to handle your job in a respectful way? It's just, and I get it, don't get me wrong, like I've been frustrated, but I can honestly say that I've never gotten so frustrated and pissed off that when I've talked to my dispatcher or my fleet owner, when I had a fleet owner, I didn't talk to them with any kind of shit. Like, I didn't make them have to worry about what am I going to do, because I've always been able to, keep in mind that I'm not only affecting myself in here with how I act, and how I react. So, to kind of get back on point, it's when you see coming from the dispatch side of things, you get a lot of drivers that want to call in dispatch multiple times a day, and they want to talk. They want to be made to feel better about the situation. They want to know that you're looking. There's just all these things, and they don't understand that when you're trying to find a load and you're sitting there talking and you're trying to be engaged in the conversation that they're talking about, you're kind of drawing a blank on what you're looking at on the board. You can't concentrate, especially if you're putting in a bid. You're trying to put in a bid and you got a driver yapping in your ear. That makes that extremely difficult to get that bid out. So now you're taking the time to do that. And the thing is, what most drivers don't understand is that those loads, like, can be gone like that. Like, you want to try and get it out there, get your bid out there. For instance, say there's a broker that you use a lot, okay? Say that the time you wasted trying to talk on the phone with the driver and you couldn't concentrate on getting that bid in, somebody else threw a price at them that they like, or it's another carrier that maybe they like. Now, maybe they like using us more than the other carrier, and if we would have gotten our bid in and they seen that we was bidding on this load and had a unit available, maybe they would have given it to us. So we missed out on that because we was messing around on the phone and couldn't get the bid in on time. So drivers need to be kind of mindful of that. That's why I've never been the type to really badger the dispatch. I've always gotten to the point, each time I was with a new carrier, I kind of communicated with them a little more after each load just to kind of get an idea where they want me, but I'm also, putting away information on my own so that I can make my own decisions because I don't want to bother them. And secondly, I trust my decision making better than I trust anybody else's. So that's I have more confidence in myself to make the right choice than I do anybody else. And so you don't want to keep calling in. You don't want to, even if you get along with your dispatch, like maybe on the weekends or if it's an evening and it's after hours, those are the times you want to call in and try and have a conversation. Always try and be mindful that your dispatcher is trying to find you and everybody else that's needing a load. And it's always been funny, even before this past week that I had to do it for a solid week. I've always found it funny with drivers that they think that dispatchers can just pull loads out of their ass. Now, I was even like that when I first started out here. I remember when I first started sitting in places like El Paso or Laredo, I'm sitting for days and I'm frustrated, I'm pissed off. And I get it at the same time being a driver, so I get it about drivers calling in. So I always I was always trying to be nice and not kind of be an asshole when they was calling in or anything, but I had the same mindset. Like, I'm thinking, like, there's no way they can't get me one single load. One single load they can't get me in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Like, really? Like, you can't tell me that they ain't got somebody they can call to in desperation and get a load. It's really not like that. I mean, if you have some really good connects, maybe you can make something like that happen to where you're going to go way cheaper than what you would normally go, and you got a broker that likes to use you that will help you out like that. But to just get a load on call when you want it just doesn't happen. And I went through all the stuff in my head as far as like, are they skipping me? Like, did I do something wrong? Did I piss them off? Are they even looking? Are they even doing their job? Like what in the hell is going on that I don't have a load? Like, it's like, here I am, I want to run my ass off like I'm a workhorse, and you're just letting me sit? Like, what in the hell? So I've been through all that. I've been like screaming mad at times when I first started doing this. So I've talked about it before, and that's one of the hardest things to get through as a driver and really get used to. I mean, because it still rears its head at times, frustrating me at times, but you just have to be mindful of it and understand that you're just overreacting. And again, you have to have confidence in your dispatch. If you don't have confidence in your dispatch, you're always going to second guess them. You're always going to doubt them. You're always going to get frustrated. So you're better off just going somewhere else. Another thing I wanted to touch on while doing the dispatching for a week. Everybody's already known it. Brokers are a mother trucker. But man, they do some really grimy stuff. And it's stuff, I mean, maybe they're not even doing what I think they're doing. But I think they're doing it. For instance, had a broker bid a load, won the load, and when we got the load information, it was originally supposed to be an ASAP delivery. This was a Friday. Now, mind you, there's a difference on how this changes, whether the load's worth the shit or not. So the load I bid on was a Friday morning pickup, same day delivery in Ohio, and the driver's clear in Ohio, good area to possibly get a weekend run. So jumped on it, got it. Then they say, oh, well, this is a Monday Monday delivery. And it's like, no, man, you had that on there as an ASAP. Well, I asked them. I said, did you guys like some kind of clerical error or something? And they're like, no, it was on there as a Monday delivery the entire time. And they sent me a screenshot of the load posting. Well, I replied to them and I said, well, something obviously happened, because I sent them a screenshot of the same load posting that I had, which showed deliver direct. So their reply, oh, we have a new person in the office, they must have messed up, our apologies. Now, I could have just fused the load at that point, but again, it's going to Ohio. It's coming from Georgia going to Ohio, and I've got a few vans in Ohio. It was going to Cleveland right by my house. So worst case scenario, another load pops up, offload it off of his van, put it onto one of mine, which is what we ended up doing. I ended up getting him a load out of there and had somebody else deliver the Ohio one, the Cleveland one. But things like that, like, I believe that once he awarded it to me, I think he went and reposted it under those and then screenshot it just to show me, because if there was a discrepancy brought up, which it was. I mean, that's what I think he did. And you kind of see it, pretty often on there, especially with the, I guess if you want to call them lower type brokers. You'll see multiple postings by the exact same broker on the exact same load. The dates, the times will be kind of changed on them. ASAP pickup, deliver direct, or sometime then there's a time for the pickup and a time for the delivery. So it's you kind of see those things going on. So I think that's just one of the tricks these brokers try and play on the load boards. And man, Mondays are a son of a bitch on the load boards, because everybody's empty for the most part, or emptying off on Monday morning. So you've got a lot of competition, a lot of people that's been sitting over the weekend. They want to get them rolling, people that just got empty, so they're looking for another load, obviously. So it's just a lot of competition going on Mondays. And me personally, it's not like we try to get outrageous rates, but at the same time, we don't try to be cheap. And for me personally, I just had crap luck the first part of the day. That's when everybody's kind of first really fighting for those loads. My time that I started landing loads ended up being about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I started getting them. It's funny too, because the one day I got one like first thing in the morning, like the rest of the day was really crap. And then again, the last couple hours of the day, got a few more, but it's just funny how some of those things work. But yeah, I know I've just been kind of rambling here. I am sitting in Bloomington, Indiana. Just dropped off a load earlier today, about an hour and a half down the road. Picked it up out of Youngstown, Ohio. Took it down near Evansville, Indiana. Still decent time today. It's going on 6 o'clock Eastern. I'm honestly hoping I can land one more today. If not, I'm just going to try to get a good night's sleep, because I've been sick for the last week and I have not slept worth a crap. But I had to get out here and start making some money. Yeah, I think that's it for now, man. I'm going to jump off here because I've got to call my new driver tonight. He's supposed to come up to Ohio this weekend and start driving the 2017 van of mine. So I got to talk to him, get everything straightened out with him. I'm going to get this video uploaded and edited and everything. I'm going to go inside and get me some dinner and a few essentials and figure it out from there. So I'll holler.